Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a wintry wonderland and a guy in his projects video. So it is clearly winter here today. It has been snowing all night. It's supposed to snow all day, and I love it. We're from Arizona, so I get it. A couple of years from now I might not love it, but right now I love it. So I want to talk about something we just bought for the WJs. So we've got the blue WJ covered in snow, and we got the brown WJ covered in snow. The fronts are clean because I've already opened doors and stuff, but what we did is, this is not a sponsored video. I did not get sent these. I was not asked. These people have no idea I exist. I just decided to do this and bought them, and here we are. So I bought 2 sets of floor liners for the Jeeps. One for the blue Jeep, one for the brown Jeep, and I thought it'd be fun to see which one's better because they're both very expensive by my standards. So give you a little extra information. So over here, the Super Duty, which is under that white pile of stuff, the previous owner put some Weathertech floor liners in it, and they're awesome. They're really good. And the Titan, buried under the snow, so the previous owner put some Husky liners in it. Also, those are really nice. And I've never spent money on floor liners. I've always bought the Walmart $20 special. So I decided to spend some money, and we put a set of Weathertech floor liners in the blue WJ and a set of Quadratec floor liners in the brown WJ. That was 3 months ago, and now that we've gone through most of winter, I'm going to do a quick review on them and the differences between the two, in case you also are looking to see the differences. Let's start with the Weathertech. So the Weathertech's in the blue WJ. I got these running, trying to warm them up, so bear with me. Like I said, the blue WJ got the Weathertechs, and these will fit in either of the Jeeps. I just put them in this one. I really like the design of these. These are really nice, the Weathertechs. So they come up to the sill, the door sill here. My fingers are getting cold. And they match good. The only criticism I have is, like, snow and mud and stuff gets squished in there and falls under the carpet. I wish this would kind of come over a little bit and wrap over. Other than that, everything about these is nice. I mean, it goes up the foot pedal, it wraps around here real beautiful, behind the pedals. That's not a pedal, footrest. It comes way up the sides, so as your boots move around, your shoes covered in snow, they're not going to get on the carpet as much, nowhere as near. And then they wrap up over here. It does have the peg, the stay still peg, but I'm not worried about the sliding. It's not going to slide anywhere. It does have these little ridges so that any water that comes off sits down in there. Not sure that that makes a difference to anybody, but it's there, so I'm mentioning it. On the passenger side, same thing. I never really have anybody on the passenger side of these Jeeps, but every once in a while. It just fits real good, looks clean. The only issue is they're very rigid, which we'll get to in a minute. But let's show you the Quadratec's first. All right, so the Quadratec's, let's open up the door here. Got in the brown Jeep, Quadratec. So these as well fit really nice. They fit back in here. It also has the peg. This one's popped out. Not an accident, probably me. I just hosed these out the other day. It still comes up on the lip, not quite as far as the Weathertech's, but it still comes up here. I think it goes farther under the pedals than the Weathertech's. The only disappointing thing I have with these is they don't really match up here, like in the blue W Jeep with the Weathertech's, but that's like the only criticism. Everywhere else it fits perfect, beautiful, gorgeous. So the difference between them is, other than what I mentioned, is the rigidity. So here's what we have. So you jump in here with your muddy boots, your snowy boots, your watery boots, or your shoes, whatever you got, and you create a puddle of water here, right? So that puddle of water is never going to leave because these are solid, so it's not going to go on your carpet, which is good. The problem is getting this out. So with the Quadratec's, granted they're a little bit frozen right now because it's 9 degrees outside, but they're rubbery, they're flexible, so I can actually fold this up. If I use my 2 hands, not holding the camera, I can grab that end, this end, and kind of fold it up, pull it out, and dump it out. That's nice. I really like that feature. So you can roll it up, right? So you can do whatever you need to do. The passenger side also fits really nice, no problems there. It's got these really big ridges in here, so any water that does happen sits down in there. The only problem with that is down here, they thin those ridges way out for some reason. I don't know why, maybe so your shoe doesn't catch on them while you're moving between pedals. But there, the puddle is where the sits. So there's where the puddle sits, and that's where your feet sit as well. So that's interesting to me, but I'm not gonna call it a problem, just stating a fact. So go back to the blue WJ with the Weathertechs. So the Weathertechs, once all this melts, like you have your foot on, it's nowhere near as rigid. I mean, it's way more rigid, so if you roll it, it's gonna fold and crease. So getting it out of here, I can't really get it out of here without spilling water everywhere. So what I've been doing is I've been using a vacuum to clean out the water, which is a bummer. So the conclusion of this little video, just this comparison video, is which one would I buy again? If I was still in Arizona, I would buy the Weathertechs, mainly because you're not dealing with the snow. Every time you get in, your feet are usually dry. They're not always wet. Here in South Dakota, for winter, my feet are always wet getting in the Jeeps. So by having to vacuum out the Weathertechs before I can pull them out to dump the water, that is really kind of annoying. The Quadratec, I don't have to do that because I can fold them up, pull them out, dump the water, put them back in, and I prefer that. So here in South Dakota, if I was to buy another set, I would go with Quadratec. I don't know how they're gonna hold up long term. I don't know how either one of these is gonna hold up long term, but I would go Quadratec personally. Again, not sponsored, no association. I bought them with my own money. Nobody asked me to do this. This is just me doing it. So that is what I would do. I'd buy Quadratec. If I was still in Arizona, I'd probably get the Weathertech just because I like them being rigid. I think they'll hold up to a lot of kicking and abuse, and I feel like they fit better. But that's my thoughts. If you like these videos, make sure you hit a thumbs up, subscribe, check out my comments. I got little, links and stuff that help me out. Yeah, I'll keep doing them if you guys keep liking them and watching them. So thanks for staying in. We'll see you later.